Within Studio One, we have the ability to extract MIDI from audio files that we may import into our song. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you will need the professional version of Studio One because this comes with a licensed basic version of Melodyne. Now, the producer or artist version comes with a 30-day trial, but really, if you're going to want to make use of this technique on a regular basis, you'll need the professional version or you'll need to purchase the Melodyne license. So here I've got 3 audio files that I've imported. At the top we have a vocal, and then we have a cello part, and then we have some drums. We're going to take a quick look at each of these. We'll start with the vocal here. So let's go ahead and listen to how that sounds. I've got this soloed. Okay, so we won't play the whole thing through, you get the idea. Now, when I was preparing for this tutorial and I heard this, it's not so much that I loved the vocals, but I heard a cello playing along with this. So let's go ahead and take a look at extracting MIDI from this vocal and applying that to a cello. Now, along with the 3 audio tracks, I've got 3 MIDI instruments. So I've got a MIDI cello here, and I'm just using the presence for this, and I've got a cello legato. Okay, so our first thing is I'm going to press Control and M as in Mary, and this is going to apply Melodyne to this vocal track. Now, we can see that this has already been processed, and our vocal is separated out by pitch. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're making use of this feature or this process is that this looks good right away, but we have this algorithm here at the top left within Melodyne. And we have several different algorithms here that we can make use of. Melodyne is going to choose what it thinks is going to be best. And in this instance, for a vocal that's singing back in a monophonic mode, one pitch or one note at a time, this is good. So melodic, any instrument or things like a vocal where you're just getting a melody, this is good. We have universal, and Melodyne is going to try to do its best to process the audio material in the way that it thinks. So you can always try this as well. Then we have percussive, which is for percussion, and percussive pitched. So if you want to try to have Melodyne separate the drum hits by pitch. And then we have polyphonic, sustain, and decay. So this would be for instruments like guitar, piano that have decay, shorter decay and longer sustain notes. You can experiment with both of these for polyphonic material that has longer notes and see which one works best for you. So, but Melodyne went to melodic, and I think this is good. Now, if we take a look at some of these notes, she is sharp in or flat in a lot of these places. So we can see these are kind of hovering between the pitch. We can see the pitch over here. So she's sharp and flat in some of these areas. So you could go ahead and just use it as it is and apply it to the cello, but I'm going to go ahead, come up to the top, and take this pitch center and just slide it. As I move this, just take note of the blobs. We can see that those are then moved to be centered in what Melodyne thinks that they should be. So if they were closer to being flat, then it's going to move it down. If they're closer to being sharp, then it's going to move up. We'll just click on OK. And now if you take note at our audio event for our vocal, we can see we have the MIDI notes that show up here within that audio event. So let's close out our Melodyne by clicking on the Edit button. And as I mentioned, I wanted to apply this to a cello because I think that would sound good. So all we need to do is click, hold, and drag this audio event to our cello. And again, I've just got the presence with a legato cello on here. So this is now soloed, our cello. Let's play this back. Okay, and so this is sounding a bit more like a viola. Let's double click on this MIDI part. These are all of the MIDI notes that were created when we performed that action with Melodyne. So now that we're in the editor, I'm going to press Control and A to select everything, and I'm going to hold Shift and press the down arrow to take this down 2 octaves. Okay, now let's close out and listen back to this again. let's play this along with our vocal. Okay, so I think it sounds pretty good. Things kind of fell apart right about here at bar 13. So you could always come in and make individual adjustments to the notes here. Melodyne cannot work miracles, but even so, this is just absolutely crazy cool that we can do this in the first place. So that is our vocal to a cello part. Let's move on. I've got a more complicated piece here. Now this is a cello audio version. So we're going backwards here. We're going to convert audio of a cello to MIDI, and I want to try to apply that to a piano. So let's go ahead and give a listen to our cello here. Now this is a complex piece, so we're going to put Melodyne to the test here. Okay, so we'll repeat the same process. While this is selected with the light blue border, I'm going to press Control and M, and let's see what Melodyne is going to do with this. Okay, so if we come to the algorithm, this is what Melodyne decided on, but let's come to the algorithm, and you can see that it defaulted to universal. There's a lot going on with this, but let's give the polyphonic sustain a try, because we do have more than one note playing at certain areas in here. So let's just experiment and try the polyphonic sustain. We'll go ahead and redetect. Okay, so now that process has been completed and we can see what Melodyne came up with here. And let's give this a shot and hear how it sounds. We'll close out the edit window. We can see our MIDI notes on that cello part. And then here I've got a piano just by UVI. So let's come to the info, take this off. Okay, so we've just got a Model D here, virtual instrument. We'll close that out. And again, we just need to click, hold, and drag the audio of our cello to our piano. Now we can see our MIDI notes. Let's come back to the beginning of our song. Our piano is soloed. Let's hear how this sounds. Okay, so it's kind of got the progressions down. It's a little bit funky. So let's actually delete this, and we will come back to the audio of our cello. We'll double click, and then let's come to the algorithm, and here I chose sustain. Now this is going to be more for longer notes, so this is really a bad decision on my choice. Let's try the decay, because this will be more appropriate for these shorter decayed notes that are being played by the cello. So I'll go ahead and select that. Let's redetect. Okay, that's finished processing. Now let's give this one a try now that we've made the selection of decay. We'll close out the editor. Let's again drag this to our piano virtual instrument and give this a shot. Okay, so I think that's a bit more accurate. Let's play our cello. I think that sounds pretty good. Let's double click. And one thing that we can do, or at least that I'm going to try with this, is while we're in the editor for our MIDI for the piano, I'm going to Control A to select everything. Let's be sure our snap is off, and I'm just going to drag these notes just a little bit, just a hair, and then let's listen to that. So I think that works just a little bit better, and of course you can experiment with notes individually as needed. Now, finally, let's take a look at working with drums. So here we've got a drum loop. Let's go ahead and play this back. Okay, so a very basic beat. And as you know, as you can imagine, we'll Control M again, send this to Melodyne, and then let's take a look at our algorithm here. Now this chose percussion, or percussive. But everything, so it took the transients and kind of separated all of the blobs based on the transients here, but they're all on one pitch. Now, if you're going to transfer this to a drum machine, your drums are going to be assigned to different pitches. So let's go ahead and try percussive pitched and see what we can get. Let's scroll down. Okay, so this is what Melodyne came up with. Now, this is probably not accurate, but we'll just go ahead and give it a shot anyway. So let's close out our Melodyne. And now on our final MIDI track or instrument track, if I click here, I've got a Impact with a kit loaded up. So for some reason, these are not all playing back. We can see that these are assigned to different channels. Let's double check on that really quickly. Okay, so they're all active. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's open up our mix console. I didn't expect to troubleshoot in the tutorial. Okay. Because we soloed this, then these other ones are muted, that these are being sent out on. So we'll go ahead and solo these. Okay, now we're in business. We'll close out the mix console. And where's our drums? Okay, let's drag here to our Impact instrument track and play this back. These got muted again. Okay, so as you can see, that didn't work out so well as far as the percussion is concerned. But you can, if you have a general idea of the beat, you can listen to the audio and you can possibly, if you're in a desperate situation, pick out your kicks and your snares and just kind of select them and use your up and down arrows to move those to the appropriate pitch where your drum sounds are assigned to get them to match up as closely as you can. So again, we can't work miracles with Melodyne and Studio One, but this is what we can do is still pretty amazing anyway. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment below. I hope this has been helpful. And if you're interested in one-on-one training with me over Zoom, learning Studio One, definitely check out the information in the description of this video or the pinned comment below. And otherwise, I will see you in the next tutorial.